Tasting like a boss. How are you guys doing? Happy October 1st. I have Minerva here. And if you didn't know, today is International Coffee Day. Now, some of you might be saying, no, you're wrong. Coffee Day, that was Friday. You're right. It was National Coffee Day. Today is International Coffee Day, so you have another excuse to have more coffee. I think maybe they spaced them out by a day so you can come off your crash from the first day ready to have another huge intake of coffee today. That's the way I see it. So today's review, Minerva. I've got Minerva for a reason. Her name is Minerva McGonagall. She's named after one of the witches from Harry Potter. And we have our Witch's Brew sign up. And why are you here? Is it a Harry Potter flavor? It is not. It is not. You guys know of any Harry Potter flavors, let me know though. But we are going to be doing Disney's Hocus Pocus Sanderson Sisters Brew, cinnamon, apple, and caramel. And if you watch any of my videos, you know that I have sort of an interesting history when it comes to caramel brews. So will this be the better one? Let us see. It's by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. And if you are from the Florida area and go to the theme parks, especially if you go to Disney, as much as I do, especially when we have 3 kids, you know that Joffrey's is the coffee company in all the Disney parks. They have Starbucks too, but Joffrey's, I believe, is considered the official coffee of Disney World and Disneyland. Don't get me wrong on that. I have looked them up. They're based out of Tampa, so it's a Florida company, which is great because I always like supporting Florida companies. But how I came to get this particular flavor, here, I'll put you down, is that you guys know I drink a lot of Bones coffee, and Bones has a licensing relationship with Disney apparently when it comes to Nightmare Before Christmas, Indiana Jones, and some Spider-Man, which is a Marvel property, which is now owned by Disney. And I thought, well, maybe they will have some Bones coffee there or some other themed flavors. So I'm looking around, don't see it. I found some Disney coffees. We've reviewed one of them already. So far, we have another one to review. And it just so happens I was just going on the YouTube channel and kind of looking around. And then one of our viewers, thank you very much, suggested that and I believe they were actually a Bones fan too, because I think I saw it on the Bones Coffee Lovers page. And they mentioned that there was this other coffee, which I don't think you're supposed to do. And they said, Joffrey's has this Hocus Pocus flavor. So I started looking, because they have this image here of the Sanderson sisters all throughout Disney. That is official stuff. And as you can see, they've got the Disney symbol there. They got the Disney emblem here. So this is official stuff. I couldn't find it anywhere. I started asking around. I went to Joffrey's, the booth. I went to the confectioner. I asked there. They didn't have it. So I had to go online, went on Amazon, and I found it, and I ordered it. Took a while to get here, a little bit longer than I thought it would be, but it is what it is. So let's give this a taste and see what we think. We're doing a 3-way review, guys. We're going to be doing it in the drip, and yes, that is my Disney World cup that's got my anniversary on there with Boss of Boss. I have, the Haunted Mansion for the drip. Another Disney property, and I love this mug, and it is a Bones mug. Sorry, Joffrey's, I don't have any of your mugs. And the last is espresso. And actually, before we get into the taste, I just want to say that, I guess Joffrey's has been the coffee company there for a long time, but I never even noticed them until Game of Thrones became big, and I saw Joffrey's, and that name, I don't know if Joffrey's felt that way as a company about having a character that was so universally hated so much that I believe the actor who plays the character doesn't even act anymore. So, the sting is gone now. When I bought this, I didn't feel like I was helping the evil King Joffrey. So here we go. Let's go to smell it first. So I'm gonna smell like a boss. And Minerva has already left. She's out. She's done. It's raining outside, so she gets skittish. I smell hints of apple. I smell the coffee, the caramel, and the cinnamon too. I mean, it does. It smells like it, advertises itself to be. So that's pretty cool, right? So that's a good smell. We did brew an entire pot of it. So Boss of Boss has already beat me to tasting it from drip. It did not make the house smell like cinnamon apples and caramel apples, I don't think. I'm sure she'll chime in if I'm wrong, but maybe my nose is stopped up, but I don't really smell anything in the house. So I put this here, and okay, hold on. All right, well, I have an edict here from Boss of Boss. You can tell by her signature ribbon. Thank you. All right. Let me read it. Hear ye, in the tomorrow and all tomorrows to come, thou shalt not abide by the directions on the side of the bag for Hocus Pocus coffee. The product rendered, while tasty and pleasing to Her Majesty's palate, the Majesty would rather partake of Starbucks, and thou knowest how Boss of Boss feels about plain Starbucks. She liketh noteth. Let this proclamation carry forward. Keep in mind, lessen the grinds, Boss of Boss. Okay, well, there you go. So what is she talking about? Well, she's complaining like she always does, and I'm teasing. What she's talking about is on the side of the bag, there are directions stating that when you're making it for, for drip or auto, it is start with filtered water, and this brings the most out of every drop of Joffrey's coffee. Well, that's fine and great, but at the same time, and I did use filtered water. I'm in Florida with the aquifer, so our water is great anyway. Use 2 tablespoons of our coffee for every 6 ounces of water. I did, but then it says adjust to taste. So I guess I didn't adjust to taste. So the edict is just adjusting to taste. I will say that Boss of Boss is right. When I went to make the coffee, using that combination is a lot more than I would typically use. It was shockingly more than I thought it would be. But, let's see how it turns out for the flavor, all right? So moving to the cold brew. Here we have Hocus Pocus. No smell in the cold brew, but that's not atypical. Tasting like a boss. Wow. That's really good. Like, you can actually taste crisp apple. You hear the rain coming down out there? Crazy. Okay. Listen, I'm going to give this some high praise, and let me explain why. I've tried the other coffees, the apple coffees by Bones. I tried the apple cider donut. I tried the caramel apple. Neither one of them tasted like apple. I mixed them together, got some that kind of tasted like apple. This, by itself, tastes like apple. And, now that I think about it, it makes sense. With the Bones flavors, you had one that is apple and caramel. And then you had the other one that was apple cider with cinnamon. When you mix the cinnamon and the caramel together, it popped and you had that flavor of apple. This is caramel and cinnamon together with the apple. But it's not just that. I think those 2 flavors have to be there to also bring out the crispness flavor of whatever apple flavoring they use, because that does taste like Rollo's getting a little angry over there. Sorry, Rollo. I'm sorry if I finally like an apple coffee. And that makes sense. He's our most apple-headed chihuahua. And he's probably upset. He's like, I can't believe I'm not in the Apple review that you finally have good apple coffee. Too bad. Too bad, little one. Anyway, so this is a big thumbs up. Now, what would I equate it with? A little bit of a stretch, but not too much. You guys probably know I love Peaches and Scream Cold Brew by Bones. I think that tastes like peaches. It's like a tea. This is not, maybe tea-ish, but it's almost like a cider too. I like it. It's not sour. It's got a really good flavor. But yeah, it is more like tea-like than coffee. But you can still taste the coffee notes, just not very extreme. So it's going to be light in flavor in that regard. So that's a big thumbs up for me. So far, I'm pleased with that. All right, moving to the drip. And by the way, I would have gotten a Hocus Pocus mug. Why did they not have a Hocus Pocus mug? I went through the entire park. I didn't see anything like that. Usually Disney is very good at squeezing any amount of money out of my pocket as I possibly can, or as they possibly can. And they utterly failed. So sort of like that Ant-Man movie that happened. Oh, no offense, Quantumania sucked. Comment in the post. I'll enjoy the hate. All right, this smells like The drip smells like apple pie. Like you smell the apple, you smell, that's actually really good. So let's see if it tastes that good. Tasting like a boss. Here we go. Well, as advertised, it tastes like apple. The cinnamon and caramel notes are muted. It borders on being sour. It hits very bright, brighter than even a breakfast blend coffee, just a little sharper than I like. But that sharpness does fall away. And so it's pleasant. I'm not sure if I would make it in this format because, but you know, that being said, if people want a nice apple coffee, this maybe, because I don't put any creamer or anything else, maybe with a little bit of creamer, maybe with a little cinnamon sprinkled to pull the cinnamon notes out, maybe it'd even be better. But for me, it does its job, so I can't be upset about it. But I've now, based upon this cup of coffee, come to realize that I don't want in my life, I don't need to have a drip apple coffee. It's better as cold brew. Now, let's move to the one that we assuredly will probably not do a lot, and that is going to be the espresso in the Hocus Pocus flavor. Here, the cinnamon and caramel scents come out very strong. Very slight apple, if there at all. I might be just hunting for it. But it smells really good. Tasting like a boss espresso. Well, hold on. I made it face it first because it was kind of bright in the front. I thought it was going to get sour. But I got to say, I mean, I'm not sure if this is going to be for everybody. But if you've ever wanted to have an apple-flavored espresso, this is it. It's definitely there on the back end. You can taste that apple, and it's a bright apple, too. It's tastes like Honeycrisp. Tastes like a Honeycrisp apple at the end. So, well done, Joffrey's Coffee Company. And for those who want, I'll put a link to them and their website. I'm not paid by them in any way, but I did go to their site to look them up. And you can get Disney products on there. They have one that's a whole villain series right now, which might be great for everybody's Halloween. Maybe I'll try them, maybe I won't, but you guys may want to try them yourself. And if they're pretty good, you can put it in the comments and let me know. So, start out October pretty strong and get excited because there's going to be more coffee reviews, October themed. Yeah, thanks for going on this journey with me. Hit like, subscribe, share, and until next time, people, keep tasting like a boss. Thanks so much.